Welcome to my channel Mintage Mysteries, where every coin has a hidden story. If you love discovering hidden treasures and uncovering coin secrets, you're in the right place. We're on a quest to solve the puzzles behind the world's most fascinating coins. From rare errors to legendary rarities, let's dive into the mysteries of numismatics. The 1980 Jefferson nickel is part of a long-running series that reflects both continuity and subtle change in United States coinage. By 1980, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades, serving as a familiar and dependable part of everyday commerce. Though often overlooked because of its modest value, the coin represents a rich combination of historical tribute, practical design, and evolving minting practices. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, which had been admired artistically but criticized for wearing down too quickly in circulation. The U.S. Treasury sought a coin that would be more durable while also honoring an important figure in American history. Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence, was selected for this honor. His influence on American democracy, education, and architecture made him a fitting subject for a long-term circulating coin. The original design of the Jefferson nickel was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, who won a public design competition held by the U.S. Mint. Schlag's obverse design features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, based loosely on earlier artistic representations rather than a single definitive likeness. Jefferson's expression is calm and reserved, reflecting his reputation as an intellectual and statesman. By 1980, this portrait had become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On the obverse of the 1980 Jefferson nickel, Jefferson's profile is centered, with the inscription, "In God We Trust," positioned along the left edge of the coin. The word "Liberty" appears to the right, followed by the date, 1980. A star separates the word Liberty from the date, a small design element that has been part of the coin since its introduction. Depending on where the coin was minted, a mint mark may appear as well. In 1980, nickels were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, with P, D, or S mint marks. Coins from Philadelphia began carrying the P mint mark on nickels in 1980, making this year notable for collectors. The reverse of the 1980 Jefferson nickel features Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home and one of the most famous buildings in early American architecture. Monticello symbolizes Jefferson's interests in design, science, and Enlightenment ideals. The depiction shows the building from a frontal view, emphasizing balance and symmetry. Above Monticello is the word Monticello, while below it appears the denomination 5 cents and the inscription United States of America. The Latin motto E pluribus unum is placed above the building, reinforcing the theme of unity that appears across U.S. coinage. By 1980, the reverse design had already undergone a minor modification from Schlag's original version. The earliest Jefferson nickels featured a more stylized Monticello and cursive lettering for the designer's initials. Later revisions sharpened the architectural details and changed the lettering to improve clarity and durability. The version used in 1980 reflects these practical updates, offering a clean and easily recognizable design that held up well under circulation. In terms of composition, the 1980 Jefferson nickel follows the standard alloy used since the coin's introduction, with the exception of the World War II era. It is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-gray appearance despite containing no actual silver. This composition was chosen for its durability and resistance to wear, making it suitable for heavy use. The coin weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.21 millimeters, measurements that remained consistent throughout most of the series. The year 1980 falls within a period of economic change in the United States, marked by inflation and rising metal costs. Despite these pressures, the nickel's composition remained unchanged, unlike the penny, which had already shifted away from solid copper by this time. The stability of the nickel's composition reflects its importance as a reliable unit of currency and the mint's confidence in its continued practicality. From a collector's perspective, the 1980 Jefferson nickel is generally considered a common coin, as millions were produced across all 3 mints. However, its significance lies not in rarity but in its place within the broader history of the series. The introduction of the P mint mark on Philadelphia nickels in 1980 adds a layer of interest, marking a subtle but important change in minting policy. Coins in exceptionally high condition, particularly uncirculated examples, are more desirable to collectors who focus on date and mint mark sets. The design of the 1980 Jefferson nickel reflects a balance between honoring history and meeting the demands of everyday use. Jefferson's portrait and Monticello connect the coin directly to American ideals of independence, knowledge, and civic responsibility. At the same time, the straightforward layout and durable composition ensure that the coin functions efficiently in circulation. The 1980 Jefferson nickel is generally regarded as a common modern coin, produced in large numbers and used extensively in everyday commerce. Struck during a period of economic uncertainty in the United States, it circulated widely alongside other nickels of the era, often without a second glance. To most people, the coin held no special meaning beyond its 5-cent value. However, within the specialized world of numismatics, even a seemingly ordinary coin can become extraordinary when rarity, condition, and unexpected circumstances intersect. Rarity in coin collecting is not always tied to low mintages or ancient origins. In many cases, it emerges from subtle variations, minting errors, or unusual production conditions that affect only a tiny fraction of the total coin struck. The 1980 Jefferson nickel was minted at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each operating under different conditions and production pressures. While millions of nickels were produced that year, only a minute number displayed characteristics that set them apart from standard issues. Collectors pay close attention to minting errors, especially on modern coins where such mistakes are less common due to improved technology. Errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or incorrect metal compositions can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. For the 1980 Jefferson nickel, reports began to surface of exceptionally rare anomalies, including distorted lettering, unusual die alignment, and abnormal surface textures. These features suggested that a small number of coins may have escaped strict quality control during production. Condition plays an equally important role in determining value. Most 1980 nickels entered circulation immediately and show signs of wear, contact marks, or fading luster. In contrast, a very small number were preserved in exceptional condition, retaining sharp details and original mint brilliance. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels are far scarcer than many people assume, even for modern issues. When an unusually high-grade coin is paired with a dramatic minting anomaly, its value can increase exponentially. Historical context further enhances collector interest. The year 1980 was marked by inflation, rising metal prices, and economic strain, all of which placed added pressure on U.S. mint operations. During such periods, production efficiency often takes priority, increasing the likelihood of minor inconsistencies. Coins produced under these conditions can become especially intriguing to collectors because they reflect both the economic environment and the challenges faced by the mint at the time. Over time, one specific 1980 Jefferson nickel began to draw extraordinary attention within elite numismatic circles. This coin was reported to exhibit a combination of extreme and previously undocumented minting irregularities, making it unlike any other known example. Experts debated its origin and how such a coin could have been struck and released. Once authenticated and graded, it was recognized as a unique modern rarity, elevating its status far beyond that of an ordinary circulation coin. As awareness of the coin spread, interest grew rapidly among advanced collectors and investors. The nickel was no longer viewed simply as currency, but as a once-in-a-generation discovery. Its rarity, condition, and mystery transformed it into a symbol of how unexpected value can emerge in numismatics, even from the most familiar coins. When the coin was finally offered at auction, anticipation reached an exceptional level. Collectors understood that opportunities to acquire a singular modern rarity are extremely rare. Bidding intensified as prices climbed far beyond traditional expectations for a Jefferson nickel, reflecting both competitive demand and the coin's perceived historical importance. As the final bids were placed, it became clear that the coin had surpassed all previous benchmarks for its denomination. What began as an overlooked 5-cent piece had evolved into a landmark discovery within modern coin collecting. The auction concluded with a result that stunned the numismatic world, confirming the 1980 Jefferson nickel's transformation from everyday change into a legendary artifact with a final sale price of $15 million in the actuation. If you enjoyed today's exploration, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin discoveries, and share this video with fellow collectors. And as always, keep searching for those hidden treasures in your change. You never know when you might stumble upon the next big mystery.